Hi guys, it's me Dominique from Dominique's Diary. Thank you so much for checking out my channel and checking out today's video. In today's video, I am going to be talking to you about how my fiance proposed to me. So if this is something that interests you, then I hope you enjoy. Okay, so myself and my fiance, we have been engaged for 2 years now. It was actually 2 years 2 days ago, and I just wanted to do a video. I thought, why not do a video? Now, for anyone who doesn't know, before I get into the video, there is a vlog of the time when we was in Mexico. So the actual clip that I will be showing in this video is in that vlog as well. So if you want to watch the whole vlog in its entirety, it's in 3 parts of our trip to Mexico. So please feel free to go ahead and go and watch that. But part 3 is the vlog that actually has the proposal video in its entirety in it. So even though there is a vlog, I thought I would do this video just to kind of explain what was going on, how I was feeling and things like that. Myself, my fiance and his family, we went to Mexico for his cousin's wedding. Now, please bear in mind that Tom did not plan to propose to me in Mexico. It was never part of his plan. He did want to propose to me, but he didn't want to do it in Mexico because, of course, we went there for his cousin's wedding. You know, he didn't want to steal her thunder or anything like that. It was never ever planned. But this is the series of events that led up to that point. So on the first week of being in Mexico, we were doing, you know, all these tourist things, just enjoying the holiday, relaxing, chilling, vibing and preparing and getting excited for the wedding. Now, the latter end of the first week, I can't remember if it was the Friday or the Saturday, we decided we were going to take a trip to Tulum, and we also wanted to go to do some like high street shopping, if you like. So we went with some taxi drivers who, the bride and groom to be at the time, they'd become quite friendly with them the previous time that they'd gone to Mexico, and they actually had their numbers, so they actually took us kind of like chauffeurs basically to do some shopping somewhere in Mexico, and where they dropped us off was actually a jewellery store. We went into the jewellery store, and initially I thought this would be great for me to get a souvenir gift for my mom and also a gift for my cousin because she was looking after my animals whilst I was away. So initially when we went into the jewellery store, my thought process was, I'm going to get my mom a lovely little souvenir gift, and I'm also going to get my cousin, who was looking after my animals in my absence, a gift as well, because there was like a discount on some sort of costume jewellery, if you like. There was like Swarovski. They were Swarovski, but they were bargain prices. So whilst looking through the store, you know, I'm like a magpie, so as I got towards the front of the store, because I actually went into the store from the back entrance, so at the back of the store was all sort of cheaper jewellery which you could get from, like, I don't know, high street jewellery stores. But then as you approach the front of the store, it was the more expensive, you know, engagement, wedding, fancy necklaces, fancy earrings sort of jewellery. As I was walking through the store, I could see that all the jewellery, all the rings in particular, they were all put together in like these cabinets, these glass cabinets, but by different gems. But they were sectioned by different gems. So you would have pearls in one section, you would have diamonds in another section, and I was like, where are the sapphires? Where are the sapphires? Because sapphires, they're my birthstone. So I found all the jewellery that had sapphires in them, and there were tons of engagement rings in that section. So whilst I'm talking about all this, I'm probably going to insert clips here of, you know, what was going on, and we had a bit of a joke around, and the guy, obviously he wanted to make a sale. He wanted to make a sale. I was already buying a necklace. I think I'd already bought the necklace at this point. I'm not 100% sure. But he wanted to make, you know, a big sale. So he kind of latched onto me and was like, do you want to try it? Do you want to try it on? And, you know, a lot of places when you go on holiday, a lot of people say never try things like, you know, some countries you don't really want to touch food in markets, because that's how you've touched it, you've got to buy it. So for me, I was like, oh, I'm not buying anything. He was like, no, try it on. And I was like, well, I can't, I'm not buying it. I'll try it on, but I'm not buying it. But then I was kind of like, oh, this is nice, this is nice, this is nice. And Tom was just like, put it down.
Engagement.
Oh yeah, she's been talking about it. This is the perfect ring. It's my birthstone.
So this one here.
Put it down.
And he was like, oh, which is your favourite? The guy in the store. And I was like, this one, which is this ring. And he was just like, oh, you know, it's really, really pretty. I was like, I know it's really pretty. There was a couple of others that I did really like, but my eyes were just drawn to this ring and this design. So at that point, Tom was kind of like, yeah, well, not really interested. And I was just, you know, it's just our relationship. I will be excited about things and he's just kind of like, no, he's so laid back. So really it was just a case of like, you know, I'm not going to buy myself an engagement ring, you know. And this guy was joking with Thomas and saying, you know, don't be one of those guys that's with a beautiful lady that's with her for so many years and never gets married to her. He was like, don't be one of those guys. And he was saying to me, you know, this is a beautiful ring, you should get it. I'm like, I'm not going to buy myself an engagement ring. He's the person you need to speak to, you know. I want him to propose, but I can't force him to propose. I can't force him to buy that ring for me. So, you know, it is what it is. At that point, Tom was kind of like, you know what, Dominique? It was like a light switch went off in his head. It was really bizarre. He said, why don't you leave the store? And if I buy the ring, I buy the ring. If I don't buy the ring, I don't buy the ring. So I was a bit like, okay. Is he gonna buy the ring? Is he not? So I left the store on my own because there was me, Tom, and then the groom, his parents were still in the store. Everyone else had already kind of bought what they wanted and carried on down the street. Now, of course, remember, we're in Mexico. I'm not a local. I don't really know where I'm going, so I didn't want to venture too far away from the store. But at the same time, I wanted to leave Tom to have his privacy. So I did actually look across the street and the bride and groom were in a dress store and she was trying on dresses. So I did go in there for a little bit, looked at the dresses, saw the prices and was like, oh, I can't afford these dresses. They were beautiful dresses. And then I went and sat outside. So in the high street there were like these chairs to sit on. So the one side was the jewelry store and the other side the bride and groom were in that dress store. So at least I knew there are people near me that are in the store. So I sat you know, in the sun, just waiting for them to come out. So when they walked out, everyone was so casual, so laid back, and I just thought, he hasn't bought it. And I said to him, what did you do? And he was like, I didn't buy it. He was like, at that price, I'm not buying it. So I was a little bit disheartened. I was a bit like, it's never gonna happen. Like, it's never gonna happen. He's never gonna propose to me. So that was that. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just gonna have to wait. However many months or years he wants to make me wait, I'm gonna have to wait. Now, by this time we'd been together for 4 years, so I was ready. I was ready from 2 years to get engaged. I knew that this is the man that I wanted to marry, but that's a completely different video, completely different story. So we finished the rest of the first week. Again, everything was going really, really well. We was having just the best time. And then the following week, the second week of the holiday, the Tuesday, I think it was the wedding of the bride and groom. And again, you can see that on this YouTube channel. There is a vlog. It's my Mexico part 2 vlog. So I'll link it up here if you want to go ahead and watch that as well. So the wedding was amazing. It was fantastic. Just such a beautiful ceremony, a beautiful view, a beautiful part of the hotel that we were staying in, lovely food, just all round a beautiful, beautiful wedding. Then after the wedding, a couple of days after the wedding, you know, we're starting to think, oh, we're gonna fly back on the weekend, you know. 2 weeks in Mexico is coming to an end, and you know, you start to have those moments where you're like, oh, I don't want to go back home, I'm having such a good time. And I was just so grateful for the experience that I was having there, and I wasn't ready to go home at all. And then one of the last days, I was ill. A couple of people had like poorly bellies whilst they were out there. I had been okay. I think I'd had a headache one day, but apart from that I wasn't, you know, wasn't really affected at all. But this one day I just felt really sick. I had a headache. If I stood up, I thought I was going to throw up. I just wanted to lie down. I wanted to be in the dark. I just didn't want to speak or socialise, or I didn't even want to go on the beach. I just wanted to be in bed. I just felt awful. So I spent all morning in the bedroom, and Tom came in at one point and he said, Mona, who's his cousin, they want to do something like something really special, because obviously we go back home in a couple of days. And for me, I was like, well, depends how I feel, because if I feel really bad, I can't go. I just can't bring myself to do it. And he was like, well, see how you feel for the rest of the day, and you know, if you get better, then, you know, I think you should get out of bed, you know, make an effort. Like, that sounds really bad, but he was like, you know, I think you should put something really nice on, do your makeup, and just, you know, go for it, kind of thing. Now, looking back, it makes me think, you know, he was preparing me for that moment, but at the time I was like, I just want to stay in bed. So eventually I got out of bed. It was about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I got out of bed, I had a shower, I put my braids up in a bun, and I put my bikini on, and I went out. And that was good for me, because when I'm ill, and I just literally spend the whole day in bed. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna get some food in my system, I'm gonna drink some water, I'm gonna drink no alcohol, and I'm gonna just go and sit out in the shade for as long as I can. If I feel bad, I'll come back to the bedroom. So when I went out, Tom was actually at this bar and on the beach, which is where we pretty much spent most of our days. This bar was amazing. It had swings. I'll insert another clip here. It was just a great spot. And there was an American family that he'd become quite friendly with, and I became friendly with them, and eventually I actually ended up spending the whole afternoon at the bar talking to this family, getting to know them getting to know us, and just feeling better. I felt so much better. Now, at one point that afternoon, Thomas disappeared. And I was kind of like, where is he? Because everyone was on the beach or at the bar. There was no one in their rooms. There was no one at the pool. There was no one getting food. So it was a bit like, he'd been gone a bit long to be, you know, just going to the toilet, if you like. And then the next thing I know, I see him, but he's on the phone. And he's on the phone for absolutely ages. And he's like meters away from me down the beach. And I remember sitting there to the American family, to Kelly, who's the mother, being like, what is he doing? Who on earth could he be on the phone to? Now, when he did finally come back to the bar, I'm not too sure who he said he was talking to, but me being gullible, I just accepted it, was like, okay, whatever. Your phone bill's gonna be massive. But I just left it as that, because, you know, if your fella tells you they're talking to someone, you just believe them, don't you? Later on that same day, we all decided we're going to go to the mall, which is on the harbour, and this is in Cancun. So Cancun Harbour, and there's lots of like restaurants and bars on the front of this harbour. It's kind of like a mall that's like inside and outside at the same time. Again, I'll pop a little clip here so you can see, because, you know, I was vlogging, so I was taking footage and everything. There were some expensive stores there, like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and things like that, but it was just all in all a really nice place for people to visit. So, you know, I was feeling better, I was enjoying myself, and I was ready to eat some food, to be honest with you. Now, whilst we were there, there's a clip that I just want to play for you, okay? Now, this clip is me walking behind Thomas and his cousin Mona. At this point, they were talking about where the proposal would be. So let me just play this for you.
Right, so here it is, nice, isn't it? How much money have you brought with you?
Well, okay. Now, when I was recording that, I kept thinking, what are they whispering about? But I thought it was, you know, family business. You know, you don't really want to, you want to be nosy, but you don't want to be nosy, you don't want to pry. So I was just like, okay, I'll just leave them to it. But it's so blatantly obvious on the footage when I watch it back now. So they were basically trying to figure out where to go. And they said, and we were walking around, and we were like, okay, we're going to go and have a look at what restaurant we should eat at later on, so we can decide ready for later, rather than just spend ages later. This is the plan that they came up with. And then I remember Mona saying a lot, you know, there's a lovely fountain, there's a fountain, there's a fountain. And I kept thinking, there's a fountain, there's a fountain, okay, there's a fountain. But it was just constant in the conversation about this fountain. And she was like, you know, you'd be able to record it for YouTube. I was like, oh yeah, you know, that'd be great. So we split off with the family. So it was me and Tom, Mona and Steve, and then Mona's 2 friends as well. And at one point they were going to split up as well, but I kind of dragged them back. I was like, where are you going? And they were like, we're just going this way. I was like, no, you're coming this way with us. Little did I know that they knew what Tom was about to do, and they just wanted to leave it to me and Tom, Mona and Steve. But me being stubborn was like, no, you're coming with us. So the next bit that I want to talk about, I'm just getting my phone, is the actual video moment. So prior to this, we were walking out to the harbour. Now, because it was like an indoor / outdoor mall, when you were like covered, the indoor part, the aircon was just beautiful. Basically, it was what you needed. As soon as you came outside, the heat just hit you. It was like walking into a sauna. We're gonna now have a screen recording of the actual proposal, and I'm just gonna watch it here on my phone. Thomas said, Dominique, record this. This is what he said to me, record this, like this is beautiful, get it on your camera. And I was like, okay. So I'm recording, and so is somebody else. So Mona's recording on her phone, just like you do as a tourist, and I'm recording on my camera as a YouTuber, thinking, you know, this is going to be great B-roll or just, you know, content for the vlog. Let's play the clip. So yeah, we can see we're at the harbour, and there's me and Thomas. Now Mona moved her phone away because she didn't want to look as though she was purposely recording me and Tom. And you can see us approaching the fountain. Now we're going to pause it here. Now as Thomas gets down onto his knee, I wasn't looking. So when we were walking down, he was talking about the fountain, and I was like, when we're walking down the harbour, I was hot, remember, we just walked out of all the aircon. Now you can't hear this on the video, you can't see me saying it, but I was like, can we just go back in, can we go back in, because it's hot, I'm hot. And I had sleeves, I had full sleeves on my play suit, and he was like, oh look at the fountain. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty, can we go back in? Now when I was saying that, I was looking at the fountain. So Tom's on this side, I'm looking at the fountain, he's holding my hand, so I'm like, okay, he's holding my hand, and then I feel he squeeze my hand, and my hand sort of tugs down, and I watch him get down onto his knee, and it happened really, really quick. So let's carry on. Now you will see my reaction. So I'm like, oh my god, no! Now I pause there. So I say no because I was like, oh my god. Now at one point you can see me lift up my camera because I was ready to be like, what are you doing? Don't embarrass me, don't joke about this isn't nice. Because Tom does like to joke. He likes to pull my leg, he likes to wind me up, he likes to make me think that he's not being serious. So when he was doing this, I was thinking, he's not being serious, he's joking, he's taking the mick, and he's gonna make a mockery of me. So I went ready to be like, no, don't do this to me, don't wind me up. So I scream, oh my god, because then I see the box, and then when he opens the box, I see this ring, and I'm just like, no. So that's why I shouted. So let's just continue to watch this. And the way I cry, I sound a bit like Goofy from Disney, you know. That's how I sounded when I was crying. But the emotions that just, like, I don't think I've ever cried so fast, to be honest. that was a genuine, like genuine tears of oh god, I'm getting emotional. Like genuine tears of happiness. That was yeah, every time I watch it, it makes me emotional. So let's just watch the rest and then I'll talk. Okay, right. So, oh, it does make me so emotional. It really does. And that's how he proposed. Now, he did say, will you marry me? Which you can't hear on the video. He did say, will you marry me? He was holding onto my hand because I was just like, oh, all over the place. The man in the back, I didn't even notice him until watching the video back, and I don't really know what he was doing. But the amount of people that were clapping and cheering, I mean, you can hear and see a little bit in that video, but there were so many people in each of the different bars and restaurants. People stood up. People stood up. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's just such a lovely memory. People you don't know, just being so happy for you. Having the moment that you've waited for your entire life, when it happens, it's just the best thing. Just the absolute best thing ever. You know, he always wanted to do some big fancy proposal, and it was never about that for me, like something being big and fancy. And you know, I didn't want fireworks, I didn't want fancy this or fancy that. I just wanted him to do it. I just wanted him to show me he loves me enough to want to spend the rest of his life with me. That's literally it. And he could have got a ring from Argos, wouldn't faze me at all. Like, just do it. That's all I wanted. Just do it, please. So it was just like, oh my gosh, I cried and cried and cried. And then, so also in the video, when you see me turn around and go like this, I can see Mona, who's recording. I can see Steve, who's her husband, recording, and their two friends as well recording. So they're all there with their phones because they all knew that it was going to happen. So when because it was such a weird, like, sensation, a weird moment, and I didn't think that he was being serious. The fact that he'd gone down on his knee, I didn't think was serious. The fact that he had a box in his hand, I didn't think was serious. It wasn't until I turned around, it was like, oh, this is happening, and they're there with their phone, so like, this is real. And then the ring, it was like, oh my goodness, like, this is real. This is actually really a genuine proposal, and people knew about it. They were in on the secret. So he proposed, and I couldn't stop looking at the ring. I was like, oh my god. And again, he just say, this is the one you wanted. And I was like, yes, you see that in the video. And he went, put it on then. I was like, you're supposed to put it on. Like, he was just like, put it on. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to put it on. So then you see, after he stood up, him putting the ring on my finger. But yeah, after that, so many people were shouting, saying congratulations. A couple of people said, come over here, let me see the ring. I was like, ah! So that was just a delight. So what I'm going to do now is insert some more footage of what happened after the proposal. Again, some of this is featured in the vlog, but there is some that I don't think is featured. So we're just gonna, I'm just gonna go disappear a little bit, and then we're gonna have some footage from after the proposal.
Finally!
Oh, we need a photo? Yeah. Okay,
What's his mum's
let me see.
Guys,
Okay.
What are we doing? What are we actually doing?
Just pop in. Did you record it?
What have you want to do?
So yeah, that was the proposal really. That's how, when we went to a bar, we had a couple of bottles of champagne and I think I had a glass of cocktails. Then we ended up meeting up with the rest of his family and having a lovely meal in a Mexican restaurant where we all had some sombreros on our heads. I don't even know how you pronounce them. Where we all had pictures with the Mexican hats on our heads. Yeah, and it was just beautiful. We met up with the rest of his family that were there because some were still back at the hotel, some were out shopping with us, and we had a lovely meal at a Mexican restaurant. I called my mom and told my mom, and when I said earlier about us being at the bar, and I said, why is Thomas on the phone? It's because he was on the phone to my mom. He had called my mom to let her know, I'm going to propose to Dominique today, and he actually asked her, are you happy with me asking Dominique to marry me? And Mum was like, you know what, I appreciate you calling me so much, and yes, as long as you treat her, you know, well, then of course. And he was like, you know I will, you know I do. And that was it. You know, he had my mum's blessing. I also spoke to my dad as well in the evening to let him know that we were engaged. And he was happy for us as well. Everyone was happy. The ring and everything went up on Facebook. You know, it was all officially announced, and that was my proposal. I really do hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. I've enjoyed talking about it. If you are not a subscriber of my channel, please hit that subscriber box down below and give me some thumbs up, leave a comment. I am wedding planning. If there's any videos that you do want to see that are wedding planning related, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to do a video for you. Thank you so much for stopping by, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next video. See you later.